Hello, can you see me? Okay, I think it's working. So here we have a PowerBook G3, and this is one that I got with a broken screen, but Garth was nice enough to send me a replacement, so now it's working. I'm going to boot it up, and we're going to see what's on it to start with. Just got to plug it in. And I'm going to switch over to the other camera. And we'll see what we can see. Well, I got a chime, but that's all I get. What's going on here? Wait, there he goes. Woke up. This is a 300 megahertz 14-inch screen. Originally had 64 megs of RAM and an 8 gig hard drive. It's got 4 megs of video RAM and a DVD decoder and drive. Now it's booting up, but I don't know if you can hear, the hard drive is really crunchy sounding. Let me put the screen back a bit so you can see. So what I'd like to do with this is put this SSD in here, but first I've got to figure out how to get the OS on it, and I don't really want to install everything from scratch. This has OS 8.5 on it right now, and I'm going to stick with that for the moment. What I'd like to do is use this blue Scuzzy and back it up, and then put the drive in, and then restore it from here. So that's what I'm going to start with. I don't know if this supplies termination power, but we're going to find out. I have this Scuzzy Adapter, and I have this little blue Scuzzy. And of course I got to turn it off to do that. Now this one was upgraded to 192 megs of RAM, so somebody put a 128 stick in here. And oh yeah, this has the funniest eject for the PC card slots. It's just a little forceful when you hit the eject button, it just flies right out. Which is a little weird, but okay. So I need external power. Okay. Well, I've got another backup method of doing this too, in case I can't find the power cord for the blue Scuzzy. I might have to step away for a second if I can't see it sitting around here immediately. I thought I had that ready, but I don't know where I put it. Yeah, that's not it. That's what I thought was it. What is this? No. That's USB-C. Well, instead of using Blue Scuzzy, I think what I might do is use my Scuzzy SD because it has power. So anyway, I'm going to now this is a Wallstreet. It has Scuzzy on it. See right there. Along with VGA, S-Video out, Ethernet, and a printer modem port and ADB. So it's sort of the last of the old stuff. But in any case, I'm going to unplug it, and I'm going to start taking it apart here. Hope everybody can see okay. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is take the keyboard off, and there are little tabs that are hiding underneath inside the expansion bays, and I've gone ahead and taken out the expansion drives already. See if I can find those. I always have trouble with this step. I think that's it. No? All right, I'm missing something here. Come on. Where are you hiding? I'm having trouble finding the little tabs. Where are you at, you little buggers? Bear with me for a second. Need more light. There it is. Okay. This one always messes me up. So you slide the two tabs towards you, and then the keyboard comes out, and you got to turn it over carefully. And just double checking what I'm doing here. I'm going to take out the two keyboard connectors. So, best way to take these out for me is to use a spudger, and you just lift up on the corners of each of the two ribbon cables to release them. And I've done this recently when I changed the screen out, so I should remember what I'm doing. Oh, and there is a third thing that's just like a plastic holder thingy. Yeah, but I'd rather take it out because it's right next to the drive, and I don't want to risk screwing these cables up. But you know, these plastic things can probably stay. Now that the ribbon cables are out, you're right. So Next thing I want to do is take off the heat shield. And I need a little screwdriver for that, which I can get out of the same kit. And I want one about this big. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, Jonathan, I think Joe has the same set too. I don't know why so many people ended up with the same kit. You know, you take this screw out, put it somewhere where it won't roll away, and then there's this cool little. Is that the only screw? I think so. Let me double check. Oh, there's one more screw. That one. Yeah, that's Phillips. Take that little guy out. And yeah. And then you can pull the little handle. And it has the sort of heat sink. It's not a whole lot required on a G3. So then there's a bracket hiding down in this little hole. And you should be able to pull this up. Pops off, slide it to the left, and then it just pops right out. And I'm gonna, oh, that screw is captive, that's good. So, by the way, I didn't bother doing the backup to the blue Scuzzy because I've already backed it up to the Scuzzy SD, and since I'm going to use that, we'll just go ahead and use that backup. I just thought it'd be cool to try out the blue Scuzzy, but I don't know where my USB cord is. Don't break the ribbon cable. Okay. Now, next thing I want to do is take out this lovely, as Steve would say, ID hard drive. It is the original 8 gigabyte from, says copyright 1998, made in Thailand by IBM. So it should be just as simple as taking the screws out of this and putting in the SSD. So what size screws are these? It says on my little sheet here that I'm cheating off of. T8s. Okay. So I've got T8 right here. So I'm going to move the laptop out of the way while I do this. So this is the part where it would be sped up in a normal video, but fortunately I can't do that in a live stream. So how does this work? Let's see if I can remember. Should just slide out. Okay, and then just gently pull it off of that connector. So that's the original drive in the bracket. And now I've got this new Janssen 2.5-inch PATA that I got off Amazon. It's a 32 gig. Made in China, brand King spec, it says. And it supposedly has a 3 years warranty. This is the one that the seller made me describe what model I was going to put it in before he would ship it, which I thought was a little weird. So the next thing to do is carefully slide this into the same connector. If I can line that up. All right. Doesn't want to go, and I don't want to force it. Kapton tape. I put Kapton tape on sometimes if I'm worried a connector will come loose, but I don't usually just put it on there. I want to compare these pins real quick. Yeah, they're the same. So this funny little drive just needs to slide in. I think this lip is binding. You know what, instead of doing it like this at an angle, I think I'm going to take the edge connector off and then put it back together. So it's just 2 more T8 screws that hold this bracket. I'll lose those, but found it. It's probably just an M-SATA or something like that with an adapter inside. It was pretty cheap, but it did take a while to get here. The guy shipped it all the way from China. I'll take that screw off. Now I can see what I'm actually doing. Oh, I see why it wouldn't go in. There's a jumper on this drive. It's going to have to come off. So that goes in there like that. And then I should be able to just drop it in. There, that works. So I'll put the screws back in. I don't know if Kapton tape has a, if that's just a brand name and there's a generic name for it. All I ever heard anybody call it was Kapton tape. Hey Joe, how you doing? Did you clean up everything? Did you get that package? So I'll put the end piece back in. I was trying to clean this place up a little bit before I started the stream, and I was trying to not emulate Mac 84. So I've got not only one, but 2 floppy emus here that are ready, and they have a space, along with a W drive, which is another type of floppy emu. It's only for Apple II though. All right, I got the connector in. And oh, here we got our first hiccup. There's a sticker where the screw goes. See if I can just go through it. It's a little Chinese sticker. Yeah, let's knock it out of the way. Well, I'm glad it got there. I'm sorry you had to sign for it. I didn't realize that they were going to add signature to it just because I put a dollar amount on it. I suppose they had to sign for the one I sent to Steve too because it was the same amount. So I'm putting my screws back in. I had thought about just putting like a modern 120 gig or something drive in here, but I couldn't figure out how to fit it with an adapter because there's just no clearance here for anything else to sit in the way. So I'm going to take the tiny little jumper and I'm going to store it in this little cubby hole here. It can sit there with some floppy drive parts. And then put this old 8 gig out of the way. And let's put the drive in the computer. So it's just the reverse of what we already did. Slides in over there. And then locks down into the little slot. And then you screw it back in. All right. Next thing to do is put the heatsink shield back on. And that has just little feet. You gotta get it just right. There it goes. That goes down, and then you gotta put the 2 screws back in. What's funny about that, Garth, is the seller, he made me tell him what I was putting it in before he would ship it, because maybe he was worried about compatibility too. And I said, I'm putting in a Wallstreet PowerBook G3, and he's like, okay, and they shipped it. So either he didn't know, and he just said, okay, whatever, and shipped it, or he did know, and it's supposed to work. So we'll find out. Hey, Vintage Hillbilly Shack, how's it going? So, yeah, I probably could have got away without taking these ribbon cables out, but I just worry that I'll damage them being so close to that thing. So you just slide it back in, and then push down on the 2 tabs. That's 1. And get in there, you little bugger. It didn't go in right. I got stuck on something. Okay. I think I got it. Push the tabs down. That looks like it's in. And then flip it over, put the top where it goes, and there it goes, and then just snap it in. So next thing I want to do is put power on it. And it's on, and then let's make a Scuzzy cable. I've got a PowerBook adapter. I'm gonna put this on something so it doesn't bump into all this other stuff. And plug the Scuzzy in. And I'll look at my bald head. And what I'm going to use for a hard drive is this big old 20 megabyte Scuzzy drive, which is actually a lie because it's in reality it's a Scuzzy SD. Just going to give it power. I had a power cord here. What did I do with it? No. No. Where are you hiding? Give me a minute. All right. So here's power. Turn that on. And now I'll go ahead and turn on the Mac. See what anybody's talking about over here. Oh yeah, Garth, I forgot about that. The 8 gig limit. I'll probably make some, like, maybe 4 8 gigs on here, and then I could just choose what OSs I want. So we've got a Happy Mac. And there are several images on this drive, so I'm not sure which one it's booting. I'm hoping it's booting the OS 9 one, and I'll just copy the OS 9 over. Hey Eric, I wish I had an extra adapter. I only have one for my two 100 series, and I'm not sure how much I paid for this this drive. It wasn't a whole lot. Where's Amazon? $40. So it's kind of a lot for 32 gigs, but we'll see. Now the G3 is booting OS 9.1, so that must be what I have on the Scuzzy SD that it likes. Joe, I think you might have been talking about, I was going to use this this external blue Scuzzy that you sent me, but hey, that's a good sign. Anyway, I can't find my micro USB cable, so I couldn't power it. So I'm just using this other drive. So I booted in, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but it immediately says this drive is unreadable. Do you want to initialize it? Mac OS 29.8 gig. So that's a good sign. So what I'm going to do, instead of letting the Finder do that, I'm going to go in here to the OS 9 image, and I've got, actually it's not on that drive. I think it's on the 755 drive. I've got a whole bunch of utilities. So I can try to partition this guy. I'm going to use Lido because I like Lido. Although I should probably use something newer since this is OS 9. Actually, I'll just use Apple's utility. let me partition? I'm not sure. Yeah. No, that only does Scuzzy, so never mind. I'm so stuck in Scuzzy land that I forgot. I don't even know if Lido will let me do this. Yeah, it only does Scuzzy, so never mind. Drive setup. Yeah, I got that here too. 173 patched. Cannot run on this computer. I don't know if it's a 68K only version. I got an older one here. Let's try that. It says cannot be run on this computer. What kind of app is that? Okay, I just noticed another problem. I must not have plugged in the keyboard cable correctly because I have no keyboard. So let me shut off for a minute, rectify that. Yeah, it popped out. Oops. Give me a sec to fix this. Oh, it popped out again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I should have just left it alone. Make sure that's in. Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Can I boot 8 from this? I've got an 8 CD. I think that's in now. Yeah, it looks better. All right, let me try again. Well, I was on my 7 disc, so maybe let me look on the 9 disc. There might be a drive setup on that. It's more or less a stock 9.1 install. I think I'd probably rather have 9 on here because then I can have stuff like USB support through the PC cards, and I also want to try to get this Wi-Fi card working, which I think only has OS 9 drivers. It's an Orinoco, and I've also got a Cisco card. I'm not sure which one I want to use yet. Booting back up. Got some more free anti-static bags for little things. Like that. I don't know where I put it. Is it up here? Yeah. Yeah, so I've got the Cisco and I've got the Orinoco, and I think the Orinoco is probably a better choice for a Mac. I think I'll save this for an old Windows machine. Yeah, so Orinoco Gold, 11 megabits per second. But it's just basically the same card that was in old airport station, which I have one of. And I thought I could set the two up together. Okay, so I got into the OS again. It wants to initialize as a 30 gig drive, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to see if I have drive installer. Utilities, drive setup. This one works. Okay, so I come up with drive setup. I know you can't see this very well, but it's hard for me to angle the computer and then me see it. Because I should invest in a VGA scaler. So I got not initialized, initialize, custom setup, and then I can make 4 partitions. And can I rename them here? Or does that do that after? So do I want extended or do I want standard if I'm using OS 9 and 10? Use extended? That's what I think too. I can always reformat the partitions that I'm not using right now. So I'll do extended and then hit OK and initialize. Oh, I've got four volumes on the desktop, so that apparently seemed to work fine. And you know what? My keyboard is still not working. I must have not plugged that in right still. Damn it. All right, well, I can work with the mouse for now. And I can well, I can't copy that way. I copy macOS 9.1 onto this drive name. And then I'm going to copy everything from this drive onto here. It should all fit because it's the same size drive basically. Yeah, that's right, Garth. It's been a while since I've been in early PowerPC land. I usually am dealing with Mac Pluses and SEs and Scuzzy. This is one of the only IDE things I've got. I've got a beige G3 that I put an old TiVo drive in when that drive failed, and then I'm upgrading this because this original chunky full height 8 gig it works, but it just doesn't sound right, and it is from '98, so I'm just not going to trust that. I don't want to start installing software on here and then find out that it's the hard drive dies. So it's going to take a few minutes for this stuff to copy. There's just 800 megs of stuff. Yeah, switching around is sometimes can be weird. I was using using a Windows machine, and I was right-clicking all over the place like a maniac. And then I went to use the G3 over there, which has a one-button mouse, and I started trying to right-click. All I was doing was hitting the right half of the button, and I'm like, "What's going on?" So this kind of went smoother than I thought, other than me not being able to hook the keyboard back up correctly. So it's going to take a minute. Who's hanging out in the chat? We got Garth and Starbuck, Joe, All Things DG, Eric. I saw Retro Trek Chris come in and go out. I don't know if he's still here. And Vintage Hillbilly Shack. And if I missed anybody, sorry. I'm using a tiny little Fujitsu tablet in order to see the chat from this work desk. 1 damn minute, Admiral. I got used to flying a Huey. I forgot how this worked. Well, I'll see, Garth. There's nothing I'm going to put on here that's irreplaceable. And if I get it set up somehow the way I want it, I am going to back it up. So I back up everything. If I start installing drivers and the wireless card, and I have a zip drive to try out, which I haven't tried yet, which is this VST 100 zip drive. I got it really cheap. The guy said it worked, but you know, people say a lot of things. And then I've got the floppy drive module, and I had an idea with this. I was thinking, what would happen if I took it apart and removed the floppy drive and replaced it with an IDC20 connector, and then I could hook a floppy image to the PowerBook through this. It's got to be possible, right? I don't know what interface is in there internally. And then a PowerBook DVD-ROM, which is very shiny. It's still copying. Is it stuck? Well, it's copying a big file, so maybe it's just taking its sweet time. Or maybe it broke. I don't know. One thing I don't like about this old OS is that you can't really do anything else while it's doing something else. The activity light on the Scuzzy SD is still on. Floppy image should work on a base G3. I never tried it, but it's the same exact drives as a 7100 or something like that. And it works on that. I just don't know what interface is inside the floppy module. I really doubt there's just a 20-pin IDC sitting inside there. But if the same signals are there, then I could do that. I'm worried this is stuck because it hasn't moved, and it won't let me move the window. I'll give it a couple of minutes before I decide that it broke. Yeah, the activity light on the Scuzzy SD is just solid. And the copy window just disappeared. And it wasn't even close to being done yet. I don't think it worked, which is unfortunate. Let me kill it. I want to fix the keyboard anyway. It's not listening to the power button either. All right, let's just do that. I need a CF card. Yeah. Just don't like CF cards. They're not reliable. You know, that stupid connector came out again. Why is it being so difficult? That's not in. Okay. Somebody want to tell me what I'm doing wrong with this ribbon cable? I put it in, and I push the tabs down, and it just doesn't stay in. I did it before when I put this new screen in. It just pops right out. I'm doing something wrong. I think it's in. That's what I thought before, though. It's not broken. Let me try this again. I need power. Bong. Any day, PowerBook. Got a Happy Mac OS 9, which is booting from the Scuzzy SD. Your computer did not shut down properly. Oh. Go away. Oh, the keyboard works now. That's good. I fixed something that I broke. Yeah, there's 192 megs of RAM, so I think it's doing the RAM check. It's not even the max, so I think you can put at least 256 in these. I wonder how long it takes with that much in there. Well, these things are getting to the age where caps are going to become an issue. I mean, stuff that's 5 years older than this needs recapping already, so this probably will at some point too. Okay, so what did I get on this hard drive? I got part of a system folder. Let me see if I can just copy the system folder to start with instead of trying to copy the whole entire drive. Let's see what happens with that. Looks like it froze. Wait, now it's going. 164 megs. $1,660 items to copy. Yeah, I have kept on tape somewhere around here. I'm not opening it back up now that it works. I'm not even sure what kind of caps are in a PowerBook G3. I've never really thought of it before. Usually I'm interested in the CPU card or the RAM or the hard drive or something else. So we've got about 50 megs of 160 copied. Last time it was copying, it got stuck on the system file. I don't know if that could be because it's active, but it should still be able to read it. Looks like it's copying Java or something. mrjlib. It's copying Open Transport, OpenGL. It had just copied the files for the Cisco wireless card, which I was playing around with. It's on QuickTime. It's about halfway done. QuickTime VR, I forgot all about that. Looks like it's almost through the extensions folder. It's on Stuff It Engine. USB support. Now it's copying the sounds folder. It's copying the one called Bruce, high quality. Finder. It's in the fonts folder now. We're about 120 of 160. What time is it in Australia? It's almost 5 here. What is it, like 7 a.m. tomorrow there? Something like that? Yeah, my clock's dead. I probably have a bad backup battery. I should probably yank it. I wonder if there's a replacement for that or if I should make one. Okay, it's getting up to the S's. 20 items left. Now it's on system where it got stuck before. Still going. It passed system and it finished that copy. Okay, cool. Let's see if I can copy. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There's no Command A on here. Let's see, I'm going to copy these two things. TAM might need caps. I don't know, it's based off of a kind of a crummy laptop design. What I want to know is I've never really seen a TAM for several years. I wonder if the viewing angle of the screen is as bad as other late 90s LCDs like my studio display. Like if you're looking at it from above or below, it's really hard to see. This 14-inch is actually pretty good. I think it's got better viewability than the studio display. Okay, well let me copy this couple things, and then I want to make sure that that folder is blessed, and then we'll see if I can boot from it. I need about less than a minute, it says, which is always a lie, but it's about 15 megs. I wonder if I can. Yeah, almost done. Doesn't the TAM have a back panel that just pops right off, so you can swap it for the thick back? Okay, so I copied everything I wanted to copy. I'm going back in here. My system folder has a Mac on it, so let me go to startup disk and see if it's a choice. Yeah, and the machine just froze when I did that. Great. I know there's a reset button on these things? I don't remember. No. Actually, before I do that, that connector, this is an iBook Power Adapter, and it just seems like it's too tight. I'm going to plug it in without the Scuzzy drive just to see if it wants to boot from that thing. Counting RAM. Hey, Hillbilly, you should roll it into an Apple store and see what they say about it. I'm pretty sure that Mac that came out on the 20th anniversary of Apple is probably, it's been out longer than 20 years now. So it's like a 40th anniversary Mac. So I'm booting off of the SSD now. That is way quicker than the hard drive. And I have all the stuff that was on the other one. So let's see, if I plug in the DVD decoder, that has to go in the lower bay. Let's see if it sees that. Yep, DVD card. And then what's it going to do if I plug in the Orinoco card? Is that in? Doesn't seem in. Well, it was in, just doesn't see anything. Maybe I need a driver for it. Another thing I want to try is the zip drive. I'm going to put it over here where the DVD normally lives. See what that does. I use everybody's favorite IBM formatted Maxell zip disk because that's what I got. I hear whirring. And it mounted. Oh, and that's weird. The Waveline card mounted at the same time. This disk is formatted already. Is it PC formatted? Well, my keyboard doesn't work again. What the? Okay, I'll deal with it. Info. Yeah. This is MS-DOS formatted. And it shows up as an IDE device. So that means I should be able to go into utilities, drive setup. I don't think I really need the zip software. No, it says not supported. Boo. All right. Well, I'll have to get the zip software, probably. What about this Waveline card? Does that show up in network? No, I probably need drivers for that too. That's hilarious. I don't know why that card flies out like that. So I should be able to make the drive removable. And it ejects the disk on its own. That's kind of cool. And then you pull the drive. Oh, I have a floppy. Let's see if that works. I haven't even tried that yet. I had a test disk around here somewhere. Where did I put it? There it is. an 800K disc. See if that works. Anything? I have no idea what format this disc is in. Yeah, I guess I could try that. This floppy drive doesn't seem to want to read this disc. It's just spinning. Everything's sort of locked up while it's trying to read that. That was illegal. There it goes. Doesn't know what it is, but it says I can format it. I'm not going to bother right now, but it seems to work. I'm going to try what Garth said and see if I can format the zip disk from the Finder. And then I'm going to see why this keyboard still doesn't work. I don't get it. It worked for a minute. I see it. It lets me erase it from the Finder, but the only format it lets me choose is DOS. And drive setup doesn't support it. It's not grayed out. It's just that it doesn't have a pop-up at all. It's just says DOS is the only format. So I have to use zip tools, but I'd probably be better off formatting these on my G4 that has all that stuff installed on it, and then just use them on here instead of glomming this up with a bunch of iOmega junk. Yeah, I should probably update it to 922 also. So I was going to go for about an hour, and I've been going longer than that. I did get the hard drive to work, which was my main goal. The only thing I want to do before I say goodbye is just solve this keyboard problem. I need to take these out to get to it. Yeah, the cable came out again. What in the hell? It's not damaged. It's the correct end. What do I do with the spudger? It's hiding under here. Is anybody taking one of these apart know what I'm doing wrong? I mean, the cable's a little sort of curvy, but I think it's just from being folded up in here for the last 20 years. Well, it just comes right back out. It's like the connector is no good. Glue, Kapton tape. Come on, guys. That is not what goes in here. You know that. Okay, so it's seated all the way down. And I push the little side doohickeys. And it pops right back out. It's like it's not locking. And it doesn't look broken. And the thing is, I already put it together once when I put the new screen in, and it was trivial. It was like, okay, put the cable back in. It wasn't like I had an issue with it. I just thought I should undo it because I didn't want to risk damaging it when I was doing the hard drive, and should have left well enough alone. Make sure I'm doing it and putting it in the right spot. Looks right. No, it seemed like it was locked, and it comes out. I'm gonna take the other cable out so I can look at this better. Did I hurt the connector when I took it out? Yeah, I might grab some Kapton tape and tape it down if it's not going to cooperate, but let me just give it a shot. One more time. Just pops right out. Damn it. Let me try this from a different angle. Yeah, even with it down, it just flies out. This little tab is just not holding it. I have to find the Kapton tape. I don't know where it is. I wasn't planning to use it for anything. And the one on the left, it just locks right in. I don't know what the deal is with this other one. put it back in. And hold on, make sure it's lined up. Okay, it's in. Electrical duct tape. See what that does. Well, I guess nothing on this uses Scuzzy unless you use an external Scuzzy device. Because hard drives IDE, the expansion bays are IDE. The good news is the SSD is still booting on the third boot. So if this comes up and the keyboard works, I think I'll be satisfied for today. Maybe I'll do another stream about these wireless cards, see which one's better. I need to get the airport base station set up for that though. Keyboard works now. Yay, I fixed it. Might break in 5 minutes. Does seem pretty speedy though. I mean, I open folders up and it just goes. Applications. Got Internet Explorer, we got Sherlock 2, we got Graphing Calculator. One plus one equals 1? No. Graphing Calculator works. Don't save. Sherlock, yeah. Anything like that? We got Outlook Express 5 on here. And I got QuickTime. I have a sample movie. I wonder if this is copyrighted. It wants me to upgrade to QuickTime 4 Pro. I'll do that later, Apple. Wow, that was exciting. I just renamed something by mistake while I was playing with the keyboard, which still works, amazingly enough. Multimedia, yes. No webcam. Does this thing have a microphone? I'm not even sure. I guess I can use the voice commands. But I don't have a battery for this, but I have 3 modules, so I think those are better than batteries. All right, Garth, I'll see you later. I'm getting ready to wrap this up. Anyway, that's how you put an SSD in. That's also how you don't hook a keyboard back up. And the external Scuzzy to SD worked out. Next time, I'm going to play with the blue Scuzzy on here so I can use it as a backup device. I'm going to try out the DVD decoder, try to do that with something that's not copyrighted, and then we'll set up Wi-Fi. So it'll probably be next week before I get to that. So anyway, everybody, thanks for joining, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.